Everyone looks at this painting and sees a fearless leader conquering the treacherous Alps. But they are all missing the most chilling detail hidden in plain sight. Take a closer look at the rocks beneath the horse's hooves. Most people see simple stone formations, but if you look at the exact position I am pointing to, you will see names carved into the frozen ground. Not just names, but names of men who came before. Hannibal and Charlemagne. Why would Napoleon want his name inscribed next to these legendary conquerors in such a subtle, almost invisible way? This was not just a portrait meant to display power. It was a deliberate manipulation of history. Look at the eyes of the horse. They are not the eyes of a beast of burden, but the eyes of a creature sensing a ghostly presence that the viewer is not supposed to notice. There is a weight in the way Napoleon sits on that saddle that defies gravity and logic. As we shift our focus to the bottom left corner, notice the strange arrangement of the equipment left behind. It is not debris from a march, but a sequence of coordinates that map out something entirely different than the route he supposedly took. You are looking at a man who is not climbing a mountain, but literally trying to rewrite his own destiny by anchoring his legacy to the spirits of the past. The coldness you feel when you stare into this image is not from the snow. It is the cold of a man who knew he was being watched by history itself. Consider the red cloak fluttering violently in the wind. It creates a visual paradox that should be impossible, given the atmospheric conditions in this desolate pass. Notice how the fabric seems to bleed into the mountain mist itself. It is not merely clothing, but a shroud that links his physical presence to the ethereal void. Now shift your gaze to the right side of the canvas, where the soldiers struggle in the distant background. They appear small and blurred, as if they belong to a different timeline entirely. Napoleon remains perfectly sharp and static, while the world around him is trapped in a different speed of entropy. This discrepancy is the key to understanding that this was never meant to be a record of a real event. Look closely at the reins he holds with such a relaxed grip. He is not commanding the stallion, he is holding on to a tether that connects him to something far darker beneath the earth. The more you stare at the way his hand rests on the leather, the more you realize he is not leading the march, he is being pulled forward by a force he cannot control. We are witnessing the precise moment where ambition turns into a ritual of sacrifice. The mountains themselves seem to bend away from him, as if they are reacting to a presence that is fundamentally not of this world. You are seeing a man who sacrificed his own humanity to carve his name into the annals of time. The final revelation lies in the shadows cast by the horse's legs. If you trace the light source, you will notice it contradicts the sun illuminating his face. There is a second, unseen light coming from deep within the mountain path itself. This suggests that Napoleon was not standing on solid rock, but on a threshold. Look at the void beneath the horse's belly. There are shapes emerging from the darkness that defy anatomy. They are not merely shadows of muscle or bone, but silhouettes of figures reaching upward, as if grasping at his boots. This is the price of his conquest. He is rising to power on the backs of those he crushed, and the artist David knew this well. Look into Napoleon's eyes one last time. There is no triumph there. There is only the weary recognition of a man who knows exactly what he has traded for glory. The painting is not a tribute to a victory, but a warning of what happens when a soul becomes a hollow vessel for history. The Alps did not yield to him. They were waiting to bury him. And as you step back from this masterpiece, you finally realize that the mountain was never the destination. It was the altar.